Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Have You Heard? I'm Richard, and today we're listening to Genesis. I just felt in the mood for some Genesis today, and thinking about what to play, I thought of Duke, and I've just had a look on the YouTube reaction channels, and there's only 5 reactions to Duchess. Now, Duchess is and always has been my favourite song on the album. Um, I think it's quite accessible, but it's still got that proggy feel. And I know it sort of transitions from behind the lines into Duchess, and then Duchess becomes guide vocal. But it's the Duchess part that is the one for me. I mean, behind the lines is okay, but you still get that, not but you do get that feeling of, whoa, Phil Collins and Face Value and everything is just around the corner with it, don't you? And there's stories about that we can talk about a bit later on. But this still feels old school Genesis in 1980 because the album was released on the 28th of March 1980. So we're just into the 80s. It's amazing. It feels like it's later than that. 45 years ago. Goodness me. I still can never get my head around all of this. Anyway, enough of the old man talk. Let's listen to the song first of all, and then we can talk about it a little bit afterwards. Okay. So, on with the trusty headphones. Some of the reactors have done Behind the Lines, Duchess, and Guide Vocal all in one, um, but they're kind of doing the whole album at the same time. Um, I'd like to focus on what I consider to be the outstanding track on the album. I'm sure some of you won't agree, but that's okay. Here we are. It's Duchess from Duke. It's Genesis. and then it moves on to guide vocal. That was the first time I'd listened to Duchess on headphones for quite a while. It's been in the car or just in the room, and I hadn't. This is the 2007 remaster, which is what we heard. This is the remaster as well, and it was really fascinating listening to Tony's keyboards and the. Um, it was almost like, apart from just the basic chords that he was playing, they were almost like flashes of time, sort of whizzing through from one ear to the next and then gone, as if they're talking about how things move so quickly. All of a sudden, this woman is a pop star, and she's the one that everyone's been waiting for, and then as soon as she's as quickly as she's become a star, she suddenly is a has-been, and no one wants to know. It's a cautionary tale, isn't it, of the Duchess? And I hadn't picked up quite how clever they were with almost like the sound effects. So it's not just those keyboards and the bass pedals, and Phil's real inimitable 1980s drumming. He's really that he caught the sound of the time. Well, he made the sound of the time, didn't he? And of course, that's one of the interesting things about Duke, is that after And Then There Were Three, they split up and went their different ways, and Phil went to Vancouver to try and rescue his marriage. Um, Tony went on his own to make A Curious Feeling, his solo album, and Mike went away to make Small Creeps Day, his solo album. And when they got back together again to do this album, um, Tony and Mike say that they really had nothing to offer Genesis, because they had used up everything that they had written for their own albums. Meanwhile, Phil had come back from Vancouver, wifeless and all alone and miserable, and had started writing loads of songs, miserable songs, many of which ended up on Face Value, his first album. And of course, there's a big argument that still goes on to this day, between Tony and Mike and Phil. And Phil says that he offered In the Air Tonight to the other two guys for this album. And the other two say, you didn't do that. If you had done that, we would have picked that song. You kept that for yourself. And so it's a bone of contention that they still, I suppose, laughingly argue about, right to this day. But yeah, it was Duke, and then of course Phil went away after Duke, and suddenly became an international solo superstar, singing all the songs that he'd written pre Duke. Although I think, which ones? Misunderstanding was definitely a song that he wrote, that made it to this album. So yeah, Duke is, it's a really, it's transitional, And Then There Were Three is transitional. This is a more confident album than And Then There Were Three, and pieces like this just show them, I think, in top form and evolving. And this is the good thing about Genesis evolving, as far as I'm concerned, is that they came up with songs like this. Um, and I'm really thankful for the comments that I've received on previous Genesis videos that we've done. It's been really interesting, and some people have said to me that they came into Genesis at around this time, or maybe at A Trick of the Tail time, and they didn't know of Peter Gabriel era Genesis. And a couple of people have commented to me that they come from a different standpoint, a different point of view. Old fogies like us, like me, um, we had to grapple with this whole um, saying goodbye to Peter, saying goodbye to Steve, and this whole transition into the 80s and the different style of music that the guys played. And lots of us grappled successfully. I did. But I still have that mindset, and you heard me a little bit earlier on saying, um, this is still a bit prog. And it is. And we were all still trying to hang on to some of that progginess. I'm sure we were. I'm probably, I did. I did. Uh, by the time of Invisible Touch, I was going to say it had all gone, but not really, I suppose. I mean, Domino is quite proggy, isn't it? I suppose you can't take the prog out of the 70s prog musician, not completely anyway. Well, I've been rabbiting on here. What do you think of this song? What do you think of the album? And of course, all things Genesis. Please put your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. I do read every one and I respond to about 99% of them. And of course, this isn't our first Genesis video, so for anybody who's new to us, we have some playlists that I've put together, and there's a Genesis playlist. We must have 5 or 6 songs now. Go back and dip your toes into those and see what you think of our discussions around those Genesis songs. And please subscribe. And if you subscribe, of course, you'll get first look at everything that drops. And we do a new video every day. So likes are also very, very helpful. So click on that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you would like to. And I really do look forward to seeing you on the next video, which will be tomorrow. So until then, cheers everybody.